Hello and welcome to my channel. I am the Atheist Priest. As an introduction to the content of this channel and the core beliefs that will permeate every video that I make for it, I would like to read to you guys the poem entitled Pale Blue Dot by Carl Sagan. So basically, we sent out a spacecraft as far as we could in space called Voyager 1, and at a certain point we were about to lose communication, so Carl Sagan asked to look back towards the Earth, and what all you could see was the Earth as a pale blue dot. And here's the poem he wrote about that pale blue dot. I'll have to read it off the screen here. Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines. Every hunter and forger, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilizations, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of the world and of our species live there on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors, so that in glory and triumph they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Our posturing, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit? Yes. Settle? Not yet. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand. It has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image of our tiny world. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known. Carl Sagan. So for me, there are three obvious beliefs that seem to emanate from this poem, which I am 100% in agreement with, and which Atheist-Humanism, as I will present it, will agree with 100%. So the first belief is that without the Earth, we have nothing. Everything comes from here, all of our joys and sufferances, everyone we've ever met, and so forth. We need to preserve the Earth. This is of primary importance to all humans, to every person, because the next thing is, what are we doing here? And basically, what we're doing here is we are trying to survive. And by survive, I'm not even being that selfish in the end. I would like to survive, yes. But what's more important when you look at the pale blue dot from space is that humanity as a whole survives. This is a game of survival, a very unforgiving game. And we need to do everything that we can so that our children can experience all the love and joy and sorrow that we've experienced in our lives. Finally, it seems to underscore very clearly the idea that no matter what divisions we see amongst ourselves, whether it be race, social class, culture, language, nationality, these things don't really matter when you look at the pale blue dot. In the end, we are all the same, and it's about time that we accept it. I don't expect this introductory video to convince anyone. I will make further videos on these topics. However, I would like to point out that it's only since the 1970s that humanity can look at the Earth from outside. All of the major world religions that we know, from Christianity to Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, and so forth, all of the people who created these religions would look from the earth to the skies. We're doing the opposite. We can now look from the skies to the earth, and I suggest that this is a much more real and awe-inspiring and enlightening perspective. I am the Atheist Priest. Welcome to my channel. I am a high school teacher with a specialized degree in religious studies and a deep, deep passion for religious studies, and also a degree in English literature. If what I've said to you here makes any sense, trust me, I will back it up with more evidence and more logic in future videos. But please subscribe and follow me on this journey. I hope we can grow together and create a system of beliefs that, who knows, perhaps could help save the pale blue dot.